Hi, Vijaya. Thanks for having us.
Wonderful having you on. So, Samantha, if one missed the deadline for a DACA renewal, can they still apply for one?
Well, the famous answer is it depends.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
It's very possible that they can file a renewal. And so what's important to know is that there's two different types of DACA filings. There's DACA renewals, and then which are essentially extensions. And then there's initial DACA filings, which are for people who haven't had DACA before.
Mm-hmm.
When DACA was first started, people were able to file both types of applications. And then a few years ago, through different court orders, we were only able to do renewals for DACA. Currently, we can only file renewals. We can file initial DACA applications, but they're on hold. They're just kind of in a waiting pattern because of these court orders. Mm-hmm. So essentially, the government is only processing renewals. And so the key is, how do I get my application to be treated as a renewal as opposed to an initial application? Yeah. Now, DACA, obviously, like any application for immigration, has a deadline, right? So you have your validity period. You need to file that DACA extension prior to the expiration of that validity period or within 1 year of the expiration. So if someone comes to us and says, hey, my DACA expired yesterday or last week, that's okay. We can still file it and it'll still be treated as a renewal. But if they come to us and they say, my DACA expired, 5 years ago, unfortunately, when we file it, it will be treated as an initial application. So it's really critical to keep an eye on your expirations always with any immigration benefit, but especially with DACA, because a lot of times that's really the only benefit that someone may be eligible for. And maybe they're maintaining that DACA eligibility until something else comes around or until there's a new change or just for life. Sometimes that's just really the only option. So it's really important to keep an eye on your expiration, make sure that you file prior to the deadline. But if it does need to be after, it really does need to be within that first year of expiration. Of course, if we, get any updates with regard to the changes in DACA or initial applications being processed, that'll really help a lot of people, especially those who maybe forgot to file for a renewal. But until that happens, really, really critical to keep an eye on your expiration and file within 1 year if you do miss the deadline.
Right. So you heard that here. Keep an eye on your expirations. But if you are confused about how to navigate this DACA in addition to anything else in US and Canadian immigration law, there's NPZ Law Group there for you. They're going to handhold you through it all. And thank you so much, Samantha. Really great information right there. So folks, you can visit visaserve.com or call NPZ Law at 201-670-0006 and mention Mirchi for a discount of